Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? This is Profesor Pablo with grammar lesson number 28, numbers. All right, our point number one and only point we want to make right now is that we use the word y, which means and, with the 30s through the 90s. For example, 31, 30 y uno, it's three words. 55, 50 y cinco, it's three words. 69, 69, three words. 91, 91, three words. Okay? Numbers 0 through 9, one word. 10 through 19 is only one word. And numbers 21 through 30 are also one word only. I can tell you that back in the day, numbers 16 through 19 were spelled with three words: diez y seis, diez y siete, diez y ocho, and diez y nueve. Of course, they're pronounced the same way as the one-word way: 16, 17, 18, and 19. Now we just stick with the one-word spelling for 16 through 19. You may see it as three words. Just understand that that's basically been phased out. Likewise, with numbers 21 through 30, 21 through 29 used to be three words: 21, 22, 23, 24. However, they're pronounced 21, 22, 23, 24, just as if they were one word. But 21 through 29, just like 16 through 19, used to be spelled as three words, but that has been phased out. So now, numbers 21 through 29, including 20 for that matter, 20 through 29, it's just one word: 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. So numbers 0 through 30 are just one word. Let's take a look at numbers 0 through 9. First of all, what do you see? No accent marks. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. Numbers 10 through 19. 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15. Number 16, 16, with an accent mark on that E. Number 17, 17. Number 18, 18, and 19, 19. Remember, 16, it's in bold print on your PDF because it has an accent mark on the E, and we want to point that out to you. Let's practice numbers 21 through 30. 20 is 20. Now, your spelling is EI. A lot of people goof that up. There's E and an I and another E in there, and they goof it up. 20, make sure it's EI, okay? EI. Think of the alphabet. E comes before I in the alphabet, and it does in the spelling of your 20s. 20, 21, 21, 22, 22. It's in bold because it has an accent mark on the O, 22. 23, it's in bold, it has an accent mark on that E, 23. 24, 24. 25, 25. 26, 26, with an accent mark on the E. 27, 27. 28, 28. 29, 29. All right, let's go over these from 0 through 29. Let's just say them. Here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Okay, how many have accent marks in 0 through 30? 4. 16 on the E at the end, 22 on the O at the end, 23 on the E at the end, and 26 on the E at the end. All right, let's look at our 10s. We have 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Now, we said the point we made earlier was that you use the word Y, which means and, for numbers 30 through 90. So if I want to say 31, it's 31, but when you pronounce it out, 31. If I want to say 45, 45, pronounce it out, 45. 52, 52, 52. 64, 64. 77, 77. 89, 89, and 95, 95. So, from 30 through 90, when you do the numbers from 1 through 9, you have to have that E in between. Okay, make sure you use the E. Again, 39, 39, 82, 82, 51, 51. All right, there are other tens. Let's look at our hundreds. Cien is 100 even. From 101 to 199, it's ciento. Like if you want to say 125, you'd say 125. 125, 125. Okay, so 200, doscientos, it's a compound word, dos and cientos. 300, trescientos. 400, cuatrocientos. Now 500's in bold black because it jumps out. It's not cinco cientos, it's quinientos. Quinientos. Why is it quinientos? I don't know. Somebody must have had the keen idea to make it quinientos. 600, seiscientos, 600. 700, sete. It's not siete. That's why it's in bold black ink. 700, 700. 800, ochocientos, 800. 900, it's not nuevecientos, it's novecientos. So 500, 700, and 900 are in bold black. Why? Because they don't follow the pattern like dos, tres, cuatro, seis, and ocho. It's quinientos for 500, setecientos for 700, novecientos for 900. We pay attention to details. We pay attention to details. We said, when do we use the Y for and? We use it with the 30s through the 90s. So if I want to say 130, I would say 130. I use it with the tens, in the tens, right? Ciento is hundreds and 30 is the tens, but I'm going between 100 and tens, you don't use it. You use it in the tens themselves. Let me make myself clear. 452 would be 452. Okay? From the hundreds, you go to the solid 10 number, whatever it might be, like 653, 653. That's how you do it. Don't use the Y between the hundreds and the tens. Use the Y inside of the tens. Okay? Now, let's drop down a little bit more. Numbers 1,000 and above. For 1,000, point number 1, simply say mil. Mil. Do not use un mil. Big mistake. People say 1,000 in English, so the carryover from English, again, just kills it. You don't say un mil. You say mil. Like $1,000. $1,000. $2,000. $10,000. $10,000. Okay? Point number 2. Thousands of would be miles de. Thousands of cars, miles de carros or miles de coches. So you see 1,000 is mil, 10,000, 10,000, 100,000, 100,000. We're talking some money right there, 100,000. 1 million, un millón. 10 million, 10 millones. 100 million, 100 millones. 1 billion could be un billón or 1,000 millones. Point number 4, technically with Spanish numbers, in English, where the comma is used, the decimal point is used, and vice versa. Point number 5, use a de phrase when stating a noun after millions or billions. Examples, un millón de personas would be 1 million people. 10 millones de dólares would be $10 million. So if you say a million of something or millions of something, you need the de phrase. Just like in English. Millions of people, un millón de personas, millions of dollars, millones de dólares. So let's go ahead and further clarify when we use the Y. Okay, you use the Y with the 30s and the 90s between the 10s and the 1s. Maybe you understand it better that way. Between the 10s and the 1s, you use the Y for and. You don't use it between the hundreds and the 10s. You use the Y between the 10s and the 1s in numbers 30 through 31 through 99. So again, for example, if I want to say 47, 47. 40 is the tens, 7 represents the ones, and the E goes in between. So when do you use Y with numbers? You use it between the tens and the ones in numbers 30 through 99. Okay? Of course, 30, the whole solid 10 number, is 30, 40, 50, 60. You're obviously not going to use the E there. But when you go from the ones to the nines for 30 through 90s, then you're going to use it. Okay? Use the Y between the tens and the ones. Okay? And then we know that numbers 0 through 30 are only one word. We also know that 4 of them have an accent mark. 16, 16 on the E, 22 on the O, 23 on the E, and 26 on the E. And we're going to learn later when we do our accent marks why they have an accent mark. Now we do our tens, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. No accent marks. We have our hundreds, 100 is 100 even. 101 to 199, like 191 would be 191. Don't use the E between the hundreds and the tens, only between the tens and the ones. 344, 344. 512 would just be 512. 501, 501. There's no need for E because there's no tens. There's 500 and 1. There's no tens, so no E. No tens, no E. So we have 100, 101 to 199, 100. If it's 140, 140. 200, 300, 400, 500 is in bold black because it's spelled differently. 600, 700 in bold black because it doesn't follow the pattern. 800 and 900. 1,000 is simply mil. Don't say un mil. Thousands of, miles de. All right, that should wrap it up for numbers. Study them, go over them, listen to the podcast as many times as you need to, but pull out your PDF and follow along. It's going to have a much, much greater impact for you to not only hear, but to look at the same time. Look at your PDF and look at what we're saying. Okay? All right, gracias es todo. That'll do it for numbers. Hasta la próxima lección. This is Profesor Pablo signing off. Cambio fuera.